What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Brian, and this is Country Boy Archaeology. And today we're going to take a look at these totems here again and again and again. And today, when we get through, there should be no doubt in nobody's mind what they are. Now, all of these are what they call effigies. Now, what I did was I wet these stones so you can see that the materials match. Right? Now, material's gonna match on these. This one is sitting on top of it, very distinct. Right. That is my owl piece, in case you haven't seen it. Okay, again, the stones, very distinct. If you'll notice, they follow the same line as well. Now these I have stood up in this position. That's only 4 I have right now that's able to stand up because I've only had one base that I'm able to put together right this minute. I'm cleaning all these with acid and stuff. But as you can tell, when the stones match, they match. I do not just put together stones, right? I am putting together effigies. You see the way that sits inside of that stone? Do you see the way that wraps and sits around inside of that stone? The materials are the same. I also have these down here. That is what I, head and shoulders, or looks like a bird sitting on a limb, that I have down here. I'll soon put them all together. But as you can tell, here's the eye and the beak, right? You can tell where the beak has clearly been carved right here. When I don't even say carved, I say it was soft because it looks like it was pushed in while it was wet and creased while it was wet. But if you notice, these lines will come down and actually intersect with this line here. You see, which as I say, it looks like if it had the wings will be folded over in front of it. Right? Now you have this guy here just staring off at the back. If we throw a little more water on him, just drying off, you'll actually see inside the stone where right in here on this line there's a face if you look across the stone. Right? And it looks like, I've seen these little guys before, and it looks like they got these little white caps on their head that hang off the back of their head. I'm not sure what they're called. I'll have to look that up. Still researching all this. But I say they're pagan. Just because this piece is just known as a pagan totem all day long. If you look on the back, this guy here, it's like he's got a big nose maybe and a beard right here. Kind of like you imagine BC or something. But I don't know if it's that or the lion man. He kind of looks like a lion man from this position. But it's the same, this here on the back side of the stone. If you put the eye here, and then the mouth and stuff here, he's looking up. Same way there, bird's looking down, he's looking up. Bird is looking down, this guy's looking up. You see this eye here, this is with, after acid, this is still there. It's a black, some kind of paint they used, and it's black and it sticks. It doesn't come off. It's on most of all of these. And in some areas, in different areas. I'm not sure why. But, yeah. I've noticed that a lot of these rock groups that you're in and effigy groups and Facebook, I was in them too. I actually even had a lot of friends here on YouTube that I thought was trying to get to the bottom of these stones. But once I started putting out what I know, they started dropping. Telling me they do not want to be a part of it no longer. They do not believe my narrative. Well, I think it's got a lot to do with when I say they're pagan, because for this many to be laying around, now you know how many people the Christian Crusaders actually killed off when they didn't want to convert to Christianity. So when I say things like that, I lose subscribers. but it is okay. I am here not to push a narrative. I am here to tell the truth. That is the difference in me and them. Lots of them are Masons. I will show you a conversation I had with one Shane Newman on Facebook, who is a Mason, and friend to friend, my brother, it's gonna get out. And he told me I was wrong and then my message would never get out. Where was my paperwork and certificates for this stuff? And I said, you gotta be a Mason. So he sent me a picture of his purple Masonic jacket, friend to friend jacket. But if you're in Shane Newman's group on Facebook, know that he is one of them out there that is pushing a narrative. And not really pushing a narrative, he's just hiding what really happened behind a false narrative, And he's one of them that want to believe Christopher Columbus discovered America. He will always believe that, This world is so old, and we've been lied to in so many ways that it's crazy. All I can tell you is I red pilled myself a long time ago. And once I realized the stuff that I was taught in school, that George Washington wasn't the first president, that Christopher Columbus did not discover America, and Thanksgiving was nothing like they said it was, that it was actually a massacre of the Indians. It was not about a gathering around a feast. The first Thanksgiving was after the massacre. I'll explain that. And it was done by the church, right, to celebrate their victory over the Indians. So now we have our kids cutting pumpkins out and dressing themselves like little redskins, which they wasn't actually redskins. They want you to believe that. They were copper colored, most of them. And if you know the color of copper, that is the color of copper. So most of what we call African Americans actually came from the United States. It would make sense if this is the old Egypt, right? So, so we'll just look at the similarities of this. You see the beak to the right, body. You see how this wing is wrapped around him here, right? Now you have the beak, the head here of this guy. And if you look at the symmetry of the stone, again, it looks like his wing has come down here and wrapped around the front of him. And you'll even see how this lines up. This stone goes straight. If you go straight up through the top, that's the toppest part of the stone, right? Here again, straight up, that's the toppest part of the stone. You see? Straight up, the toppest part of the stone. It's straight through the middle. These things are made to balance on each other like that. As you've seen before, there's no, when I took them apart on video, there's no glue. All of these things make the same thing. Question what groups you're in. If they do not see information like this and run with it, and they're saying that I'm a quack, well, question that, because I've been proved it. I had proved it to myself and many others. As you'll see, I have lots of stones. We're just going to look at the materials just for a second, and you will see each stone matches perfectly coloring that's involved. The base color of the stone are all the same. I do not just stack rocks. How I come to this was I cleaned my rocks with acid, and I still have people telling me and making videos of saying, don't do that with your artifacts. It takes off the patina. Nobody believes these things exist anyhow. Why would I want to leave the patina on it? The patina is a lot of why I didn't see what I seen. Once you remove the patina, you see the coloring in the stone. That color does not, that is them. That is their color. Okay? They put that in there. You see that? The black places where they come up on. I'm not sure what that is, but it's on every stone. But if you'll see, they match. And they all make the same thing. So, what is an effigy? I'm fixing to redefine an effigy. If you've been with me through this journey, you know that I found this rock, stone, artifact, whatever you want to call it. This one, 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 and this one at the same time. Now, I seen that for what it was. There's an owl on this side, and there's actually an owl on the other side if you look at the other side. Again on this side. It repeats itself. It repeats itself. So then once I seen that some of these stones just sit inside of each other like that, the ones that match, when you stuck them together, they just had angles in them that just sit right inside of each other. I said, okay, they're totems. There's something bigger, right? I thought this was just a sundial to begin with, if you look at it. And maybe they all sat in that position, I say it might have been multi-purpose tools. I've always said that. There was for, one end, the flat end was for grinding, the sharp end was for sharpening tools. It was just your little toolkit there. But I'm gonna tell you, them little toolkits, they stack to make totems, and they all stack to make the same totem. And that is fact. But I got to get back to work with this. My set coming together pretty good. Got the speakers up. So yeah, until next time, Country Boy Archaeology, let's build some totems. Find an effigy, stay in that spot. All of these were laying so close to next to each other, they was spooning each other. And they all looked like taters. And had I not cleaned them up, I wouldn't have known that, hey, hell, these two are just alike. Or hell, these two are just alike. Or hell, look at this, they're just alike. Because they all look like taters. There's so many people out there. If you have a lot of people out there and they're worried about the surface, what surface imagery is on the stone. Now, I understand there's some surface imagery, and I've seen some myself. As you can see, I have a buffalo, I have an owl. But there's also the obvious. Each stone is carved to be an obvious piece. That is carved to be a parrot, and a crow, and the eagle side. Just perfect. That is supposed to be the turtles and the chickens and the vultures. Perfect. Right? When you stack them on the top of each other, that's what they do. But each stone, each effigy, has a matching effigy, and as far as I know, there's 3. Now, I want to say there is actually 4 and 5. I'm not going to say for a fact yet there is, and why I say is because I have some pieces that are just thin, what we would call the axe heads, or the tomahawk heads. They're thin. They're not going to stack this way, or this way, I believe. So I think they're going to set up on both sides, more or less, to kind of hold the stone in place. Not sure. I don't have the base of these, so I just drilled a hole, and they sit right down in it. But that's going on 15 minutes, and I live way out in the country, so it's going to take forever to upload. But until next time, Country Boy Archaeology, peace out. Much love.